Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Uncle Bear's there. Change the camera around a little bit. Hope it doesn't throw everybody off completely. It does look like we're in a dark cave of hell, but it's all right. I've been in darker caves that are more like hell. Let me turn this up just a little bit back there. That looks a little better.
You're seeing a different side of the
It just
kitchen.
doesn't look so dark over there anymore.
You're seeing a different side of the kitchen.
That's true. So, and we even got a new camera, which I'll show off later when needed. Anyway, we are making today bacon wrapped filet mignon. We are making probably do a wedge salad with that, blue cheese. We're going to do a blue cheese sauce for the filet mignon. And then we're also going to do a full caviar service if we get to it. Got the caviar, so we might as well. Otherwise, I'll save that for a dinner party I'm having tomorrow. Speaking of dinner parties tomorrow, I'm making focaccia, but I'm just going to do the dough today, let that rise overnight in the fridge, and then that'll be focaccia for tomorrow's dinner. We're making cacio e pepe, which now that I know I'm having a dinner party, probably would have been a good idea to make that for the show today, but oh well. Because then I could do the fillets for the party, but I don't like giving away fillets to people anyway, so.
Yes, I would miss my fillet.
And Uncle Bear would miss his fillet, and that's just not acceptable in any realm. I would be able to talk him into staying if that was the case. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure out some flour, some yeast, get some yeast blooming. Get this the hell out of here. Trade it out for the other one. You can put that over here. The only reason I'm using this is because it's a little bit bigger, and I'm making it's got a lot. This has a lot of flour compared to what I usually do. Let's throw this over here.
I'll take that.
I'll put it on top of this.
That works.
It fits and everything. All right, so I'm going to measure out some flour.
That's it. All purpose.
Uncle Bear is sort of
you got the bag there. Use up
yeah,
that
we'll use
first.
up that first.
Yeah.
Uncle Bear is just hanging around. There's not much for him to do at the moment.
Here's your.
But we will have stuff to do certainly soon. Let me do the yeast first. So, yeasties. Got this rapid rise yeast. It looks like all I have is rapid rise at the moment. So we'll be using rapid rise yeast. We need to cut a cup and a third, or cup and 3/4 of warm water. So we'll let that come up. And I'm going to put a little sugar in with this water.
It's warm.
Thank you. Give it a little food. Get all them little yeasties in there. And we'll add a little water to that. Like I said, about a cup and 3/4 of water going with this. About that. So, stir that up and let it get all foamy. This is rapid rise yeast, so it should happen pretty quick compared to most yeasts. I'm going to need about a half a cup of oil, of extra virgin olive oil.
Get that.
It's going to make this a pretty wet dough, which it's supposed to be. Wrong place. So you can see how foamy this is already getting. All right, now I need to measure out about a little over 4 cups of flour. Could use bread flour, but for this, AP flour is probably better. Just got a new bag of flour, so I've got some flour in this bag.
This off while you're doing this?
No, because we won't use that until we pull out to do kneading. So that's about 2 cups right there.
Want gloves?
Not for this. It's exactly 4. The recipe calls for 5, so I'm going to put just a little bit more. Should be plenty. All right, so all of this goes into a bowl, and we just stir it up together. Not real complicated today. I'm going to give the yeast another few minutes to get a little bit more bubbly. Well, let me get my dough hook.
Should always be in the front.
Have to get the side camera going. Here we go. So I'm just going to throw everything in. Oh, and about a tablespoon of salt. So a nice size pinch. You've got fingers like me. All right, here comes the oil. Here comes the yeast. It's rapid rise yeast, so it doesn't really need to bloom at all. All right. Start it nice and slow so I don't throw flour all over the kitchen. Like I said, I'm just going to make the dough now. In the meantime, we're going to need about 4 eggs for the caviar service. Since I plug this into the same place that I plug in the mixer, wait until that plug is available. So these are going to go over to where I will need them in a moment. And then here, we've got the new sync cam. We got a nice shot of Uncle Bear. Fortunately, he shaved his head recently, so it's nice and shiny. We're gonna have to wax your head now, Uncle Bear.
Make it look like a cue ball.
Yep.
Then I'll be called cue ball.
And you still got me here, but right now you can see Uncle Bear do his work at the kitchen. Like when he deshells the eggs, you get to watch that now on camera nicely. So let's get this continued to mix. All right, where's my thing? Now it's supposed to be tacky, but right now it's a little too tacky. I might have to add a little more flour to it. Good thing I have more flour. And it's fairly humid, it seems, today, so that'll partially be a reason I'll need to add more flour. I like to do a couple tablespoons at a time at most. Get just the right texture, which is like loose Play-Doh. Probably make a drink while we're doing this.
I was thinking that you're behind. I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, I know, but we have different drinks. Maybe I'll try for a minute and I'll stay. Still a hair tacky. One more infusion of flour. I'm just gonna let that go for a minute while I go and make a cocktail. All right, we need a little bit more flour. Very close though. Uncle Bear is struggling with a package.
It's only the first one out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that seems we're a lot short of an ish. It's fine, just do that. Send out another 2-ish. 1, 2-ish. There we go. We got to 11 the long way. I should double check, make sure my chat's working. Oh, it's working fine because the other thing worked, so.
Still looks kind of wet.
Yep. All right, let's get this out of the way. Put that somewhere, like over on your side here.
Yeah.
This is fine for
See
there
it
for
right
now.
here.
Yeah. Very close now. Thinking maybe one more infusion of flour will do it. We're going to give it a nice long rise, so if it's a little denser than it usually is supposed to be, that ain't going to hurt nothing. One more. No, thank you. Like I said, it's supposed to be a kind of wet dough, so. It looks just about right to me.
Oh yeah, and it's not sticking to the sides too, which is good.
No. We'll give it another minute or two to form gluten.
Yeah. You're going to let it rise in that thing?
No, and just put it right into there and go.
Into the, okay.
Once I knead it a little bit outside.
Yeah. It still looks a little wet.
It's supposed to be.
The bottom.
It's supposed to be a little wet at first. Like I said, we're gonna put oil in the bowl that we're gonna rise it in. and it should be fine.
Did you ever stop to think of putting, like, when it's doing that, put the oil on it at least to get it to...
We put half a cup of oil in there.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you did?
it already had oil.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's see how we're doing. Yeah, that's fine. So this is what we got. Get my hands nice and dusty. All right. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly what it looked like on Ann Burrell's video of it. Nice and soft. Beautiful. Perfect dough for this.
Nice.
All right, so we'll be moving it into much bigger bowl to rise in since we're doing a full overnight rise. Good.
A little room here now.
All right, now we can plug in the eggy deal.
Okay, the eggy thing is plugged in.
All right, so this is going into a refrigerator that I have outside overnight. Let's just hope I remember it. And while that happens, you can all watch the gentle stylings of Uncle Bear at the sink. The new Sink Cam 1. So we're going to put a lid on this. Don't need any more flour right now. And off to the fridge it goes. And that fits just fine, Don.
Huh?
That fits just fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's clean this thing off as well. All right. Step one of today's adventure is complete. Let's put this cutting board mat down. Help from having slidey issues. All right, now I'm going to put some bacon into the oven. Let me go ahead and preheat the oven to about 400 because this is just par baking it. We're not going to cook it to completion because we want to have it pretty much done before we put it around the
steak.
Around the steak, but we don't, because we don't want to overcook the steak. God forbid. One way to ruin a good steak. Speaking of steak, we'll take that out of the fridge as well. Got these beautiful fillets. And some nice bacon. Some very nice bacon here. Usually I do is a really thin cut bacon. But in this case, I only got thick cut bacon, so that's why we're doing the whole par cooking thing. So I'm going to make a total of 3 steaks here out of this, and that'll leave me 3 steaks left. Hey, how's it doing, Seppian? Nice to see you. You got here just in time for us to get some steaks defrosting properly, or cooling anyway. They haven't been, because that would be bad. And I'll be cooking some bacon in just a second. As you can see, I changed some cameras around, so I've got my front-facing camera now. I also have a sync cam, which you can see here. Oh, come on. You know why I banned you. It is nice to see you, though. I always liked you. Just, you sort of went out of hand occasionally. And I didn't ban you one of those times. That was my moderator. And he ain't here right now, so we'll see how things go. I'm sure we'll be fine, because everybody's here to have fun today, I'm sure. Why are you nervous? Why are you nervous, first of all, just being here with me? Well, I know I am pretty intimidating, but here, I got a drink, so cheers to you and your persistence. All right, so these steaks are getting room temperature. Do that for about a half hour. Excellent. Those are very helpful in the drunk getting process, I find. All right, let me throw these just in one bag. They're not huge. Ooh, the sync cam might be right, because maybe you can actually see me do over here in this corner. You can see me do. Well, that's very responsible of you. I'm very proud of you. I wouldn't be so, I wouldn't generally be so cautious or responsible. Responsibility isn't really my thing. What's that?
These are beautiful steaks.
Nice. What kind? Nice. So far, 2 great things that taste great together. Ford Escape. Excellent. I used to have a Ford Explorer. Got rid of that kind of recently. We just got a Toyota Sienna Mini, or Uncle Bear just got a Toyota Sienna minivan kind of thing. We're going to go to my brother's wedding. Yeah? Yeah, we're going to a wedding actually a week from tomorrow up in Napa Valley. So we're using Uncle Bear's minivan to drive up there instead of fly. Doesn't make any sense to fly.
It'd be more fun driving.
Yeah, it'll be a better drive
We could
anyway.
see what's going on around the northern part of the
Test
country.
out some decent restaurants along the way. All right. So we've got these 3 steaks. They're getting to room temperature. They're beautiful looking fillets. Huge. What's up? Some pretty hearty bacon.
Mm-hmm.
I love your sports feed. I seen Trump being interviewed for Polish TV a couple days ago. I like what he said he is good at.
Yeah, but he's lying. So you got that. Every word that comes out of his mouth is pretty much a lie. So, and provable, like an easily provable lie. So that's pretty much all I've got to say on the Trump front. We're not turning this into a political propaganda. We got enough people in America talking politics. We don't need to have people from Poland getting involved. Ain't their president. You don't got to live with the dude.
I love your sports feed. All right, that's fair.
We're already in pins and needles. All right, let's get these eggs going. I'm doing a caviar service as well.
Should I
as
take this out?
Oh shit! Yeah, let's
Yeah.
take that out. Fuck.
There
There you go.
go.
Let's go throw it on the floor in there.
Yeah.
So we're doing a full caviar service maybe in a little while. Depends on if anyone shows up. Yes, I am in California. Are you telling me I remembered you were in Poland more than you remembered I was in California?
Mhm.
Very surprising for me. I don't generally remember things. It's not true. I remember everything, unfortunately.
We have selective memory. Let's put it that way.
It's true. I don't always want to remember stuff, but sometimes I just have to. All right, so I'm going to hard boil these eggs in the AJ machine.
Might as well get the ice water out.
He's going to get a little ice water out. Shaky bottle out. And once we're ready to put the bacon in, we'll put the bacon in. Dude, I am always on a carnivore diet. I only ever eat meat. I'm not much of a vegetable human. That's how I keep my stylish figure.
I love your sports feed. Why is that?
Because I love meat and I'm not a big fan of vegetables. So, that's why. I love all kinds of meat too. I love frog's legs, I love snails, I love wild boar, I like venison. I like pasta and I like, breads and things. I'm making focaccia. You saw that I was just doing that. And I'm doing pasta, just an all pasta dish tomorrow that has no beet in it whatsoever, called cacio e pepe. So I've got that going.
Now underscores mile 14, how is that taste?
Well, it's gamey, but I like gamey. It's and in fact, all of America is being sort of overrun by wild boar at the moment. So if you ever go to the Midwest, or if you go to the sort of middle south of the country, go kill as many as you want to. We got millions of them that are overrunning the natural population there. So I would hope that they start selling them off as actual meat and people start eating it, because that would solve the problem somewhat. Yeah, it's an invasive species that has just sort of taken over.
What's that?
Now underscores
Wild boar.
Oh, boy.
we have bears on south of Poland mountains.
Bear,
Now underscores
I've never eaten bear, but I'm sure it would taste good. We have bears out here. California, the flag gets a big bear. And we see them from time to time, not here in the city, but if you drive outside, we could easily see one when
Oh,
we're
in the
driving
city,
up.
they're under people's porches right now.
Well, in the part of the city you're in.
Yeah. Well,
Because we have
that's it. We're
areas
more
of the city that are parked, so sometimes we have park people that see the bears.
Well, I'm right next to the downtown
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles, so you can't get any more Los Angeles.
Metropolis.
than that. We have LA
Metropolitan and
Bears.
then-
How's that?
Yeah, we have LA bears.
They're brown.
No, we got big old brown bears.
You got a crawl space under your house, that's their new home. They take it over.
Yeah, because they don't like this heat any more than we do. We've been having. How's your heat been in Poland? Because we get.
Now underscores I support your national cars manufacturer.
Yes, you do, and thank you for that. Bringing jobs back to America. And we support the Japanese car manufacturers. I'm a big fan of Japanese cars. I've had Miatas and Nissans, like a Nissan 300ZX. Not a lot of cars better than that. And I had 3 of those, and I've had 2 Miatas, and I really want to get a new one.
Germans make good cars. The Germans make a good car.
Never been a big fan of German cars for the most part.
Really?
I don't like the smell of them. They smell like crap. Like Mercedes new car smell is like the worst fucking smell I've ever smelled. Oh, I gotta put my cooking shoes on, for gosh sakes. But most of the Japanese cars that you would buy here, they're made in like Tennessee and Kentucky, in factories that are here in America. So I've got used to looking in this direction. Well, but yeah, California has some pretty tight regulations. But I drive electric cars. Well, not the new Toyota Sienna, which we're going to be driving up to. But I think I love an electric car for in town. As long as you don't drive more than 50 miles a day or 100 miles a day, you're golden. You're golden with an electric car, and electric cars are way faster than regular cars.
God, yes, especially in takeoff.
They are
Pass
super
people in
fast.
the dust.
And if you're going like, I don't know, let's just say 150 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that means in real life. But you can, and you push the pedal down harder, you'll go just as fast.
I tell you what,
I love all your little precursors. I tell you what, bro. I tell you what. Is this a new take a new writing style for you, or you just like to give yourself time to think? All right, so my bacon is ready to put into the oven. We're going to do this for about 15 minutes, and we're going to take a look So I don't want it to finish completely. I just want it to be soft. But mostly done.
Now, under course, the European Union is very pro-electric cars, but some countries are very sensitive about it, and that includes Poland.
Well, like I said, if Poland is mostly rural and you have to drive long distances to get to anything, then I get it. Electric cars aren't for that. But if you live near a city or in a city, and like I said, you don't drive more than, say, 150 to 200 kilometers a day, you're gold. It's like I said, it's so much faster and so much cheaper, especially with all the power that I think, doesn't Norway almost have only electricity now? Like they're almost like 90% hydroelectric and stuff, renewables. So you guys are going to get an overflow soon of cheap electricity.
Registrations on country for first Tesla Cybertrucks registered.
Well, have you seen? That was probably just for aesthetic reasons. No one wants to see a Cybertruck pulled up in front of like the Arc de Triomphe or in front of the Colosseum in Rome. Who wants to see that ugly fucking piece of shit truck sitting in front of a beautiful monument? It would take away tourism. Tourists would come laugh and take pictures of just the truck, and then they'd never come back.
But they can now erase those out of their
The
pictures
Cybertruck,
now.
you have to admit, the Cybertruck is one of the ugliest fucking cars ever made. All right, so what are we doing over here on 1-4? Oh, there's our eggs steaming away. So we got a lot of just kind of standing around. Oh, I got to work on the. We're doing a blue cheese sauce for the. There we go. Oh, I'm going to need some shallot for that as well. So why don't we start?
I got the shallot over here to go.
Why don't we start cutting up some for the
I was
sauce?
going to wait to the.
What's that?
I was waiting to the eggs, and
Okay.
then I'll do it.
I've seen it. And then there's huge lots where unsold Teslas are just piling up all over your country, just like they're piling up here in California. They have, like, you go to shopping malls that aren't that busy, and like 2/3 or more of the parking lot is just filled with unsold Teslas. Elon Musk has destroyed his reputation here in America. I don't know if he'll ever be able to repair it after the shit he's done recently. He's just a douchebag. And the thing is, everybody used to think he was cool. Even I thought he was cool for a while. And then, he bought Twitter, and I mean, I'm sure he was going bad before he bought Twitter, but once he bought Twitter, everybody could see every moment that he went bad and watched him keep spiraling into this nonsense. Fuck, everybody smokes a joint on Joe Rogan except for, well, some dude who was, cleaning himself out and didn't smoke anymore. Yeah, I'd smoke a joint on Joe Rogan, but my stomach is my big problem. So I'd let him smoke, but I don't know if I'd smoke just because, like I said, I tried smoking last time there was a Fish concert, and it just fucks my stomach up so bad. It's something called CHS. You can look it up online. It's called cannabinoid hypersensitivity syndrome or something like that. It is a pain in my ass, I'll tell you that. Because I like smoking. I smoked for 15, 20, no, more like 30 years. And I always enjoyed it. And then my stomach was so bad for like a year and a half, I couldn't figure out what it was. Then I read up on this CHS. So, I got I mean, I don't think anybody has a problem with smoking pot in America anymore. Not many, anyway. All right, so instead of what we're doing with the heavy cream, we're gonna I'm gonna just actually make my blue cheese sauce starting with blue cheese dressing. I think it's really stupid to do it any other way. I've got crumbled blue cheese up the yin yang. Oh, and then I also need to make some creme fraiche. But we'll wait until we get there to see if I'm going to actually end up doing the... So I'll need how much shallot? I'm going to need one just for the sauce, and then we'll do the other one for the...
One what?
Yeah, why don't you do the bigger one for the sauce, and then we'll do the other one for the...
Okay.
Like I said,
And you're doing the sauce first?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll go super fine on
So I'll
both.
put that here then. That'll be my...
Yeah. The first one doesn't have to be as fine as the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got this crumble blue cheese. Might have to switch the camera back around since we're doing things this way. Do you like my new shirt? I got the Diamond Slug logo here on my shirt.
You look like a professional.
Looking like a professional
person.
chef. Speaking of that, I want my...
And I am so angry on Twitch. I had a 2-year-old account when I even recently started Twirls. Not some 2 hours and these motherfucker banned me.
You love to be banned. I don't know what it is about you.
Well, they sent me a bill too for another renewal.
Well, I saw that, and I think that's why I have 3 subscribers instead of just 2.
Yeah.
But you can quit or cancel at any time. You
Yeah,
don't
but
need-
you gotta go through a lot of stuff.
No, you don't. You just cancel. When it asks you if you want to renew, just say no.
Well, it doesn't ask me. That's the problem. I have to go to a site or something
But just
to
be
do it.
oh the eggs. Okay. All right. So Uncle Bear is now going to work on the eggs. So I'll switch over to Sync Cam 1. Sync Cam 1.
But you can follow me.
Well, give me your new Twitch. Is this your new Twitch name?
L
Al's.
underscore speed. My new official account.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me go check you out over here. Follow. You have some sort of Ford as your picture here. I don't think that's is that an Escape? I don't think so. That doesn't look like an SUV. No, it's not letting me get out of this. There we go. All right, I'm following you. This way I can watch and see how fast you get a.
It's my gun on Avatar.
I saw a white Ford, I don't know, Ford four-door sedan.
L underscore speed. And some OPPs upstairs. L underscore speed. For real.
Yeah? I don't know what sending some OPPs upstairs means, but I'm assuming that's an important thing. Let that cool off, Don, and we'll put it away
Yeah.
after it's cool. Just leave it.
It felt cool, but the bottom plate underneath
Very
burned.
My G. L underscore speed. Unban me on Discord.
Are you still banned on Discord?
I will show you my car and shit.
Do you have a Discord of your own?
Out underneath the ice.
If you do, send me a invite on yours, and then I can unban you easier that way. I think because I don't know how to do unbans. I don't even barely know how to do bans. My moderators had to do the bans for me because I never ban anybody. You were like one of the first and only. All right, well, exchange a private message with me, and then I'll know where your Discord is, and then that way I can follow you on Discord.
Call me Russian agent and bad.
Yeah, I know I called you a Russian agent because sometimes you sounded like one. You were a little too pro-Trump for a foreign national. You seem to care too much about American politics for an uninterested party. But I might have been wrong. I admit that. That's why you're here now. That's why I haven't banned you again. Blue cheese. So blue cheesy of it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start making this. Oh, I need that shallot. That's fine. Some apple cider vinegar I will need. And we'll need a small pot to do all this in. You can watch Uncle Bear do the shaky egg technique to unchill an egg. I think we are done with side cam here. Let me get camera 4 back appropriately positioned. There we go. All right, well, in our country, he's a convicted felon, and he'll probably be going to jail if he doesn't win the election. Well, he'll definitely be going to jail if he doesn't win the election. So at this point, all he gives a shit is about not going to jail.
And then
That's no you put your politicians in jail after they run for office, not before. It's the way I feel about it. And I know that no one in your country probably understands that he is indicted on 91 charges and has already been found guilty of 34 of them. And he's admitted to all the other crimes that he's done in one interview or another.
Those came out.
Beautiful.
There's no breaks or anything in it.
Here's the 2 eggs he's shelled so far. We're going to cut that up into, we'll just do 2 at first. And then fill those into the jars over here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm working on making, I need to make this creme fraiche substitute, which I will make in a small bowl here. No, I watched, and he admitted to all of them. He's already admitted. Not in this country, because it would be so hard to make up charges and get all these people to go along with it in America. Our judicial system is independent enough for that to be almost impossible. And I know you think, oh, that's naive, but it's not. What do we got? Hey, Raven Witch, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. This is Sapien. You don't have to listen to him. He talks bullshit most of the time. But welcome. Glad to have you here. Ooh, nice. I haven't seen a 50-cent coin in a while. So since I couldn't find creme fraiche for my caviar, we're doing a filet mignon. We're doing caviar service. Right now I'm making some... Hello. Right now I'm making some substitute creme fraiche by adding some Mexican crema to some sour cream to loosen up the sour cream, but also tighten up the Mexican crema. My bacon is almost done. I'm also pre-making some of the bacon so that when we do the filet mignon. Well, thank you. I thought so when I thought it up. All right, that seems enough. Yeah, what? Try not to make it political. Try. We just got Raven Witch in here, and I'm sure they didn't come in. Tefl gang.
Al underscore speed. Are you in Temple Gang?
I don't know what Tefl gang is. Anybody know what Tefl gang is? Raven, you know what Tefl gang is? I have no idea.
Okay, we got a a pre thing here.
All right, so here's my version of creme fraiche that I just made.
Like spicy food where you can't bear spiciness.
I like both. I like some spicy food. I don't generally cook that spicy.
Is that what you want?
Let's go into the 5.
Okay.
Al underscore speed. My own idea.
And what do you want me to put the potatoes, these eggs in?
It's people who cooks on Teflon plates. You mean Teflon? Because Teflon, yes, I use Teflon all the time. Right now I'm going to be using a cast iron to do my thing.
I do not do you have these French cooking bread.
No, I've never heard of Teflon. Or Tefl. But yeah, no, as far as spicy stuff goes, I like some spicy things. I don't think like things way over the top.
French.
No, he's Polish. He's from Poland.
Al underscore speed. Your Temple is a French brand that creates very good plates.
Really? No, what I do have is I have a ton of Baccarat crystal. Speaking of that,
They made of titanium. Raven underscore witch underscore 3. Raven underscore witch underscore 3. Where are you from?
I am in California myself. But here is some, speaking of French dishware, this is Baccarat crystal, which we'll be using to put my caviar service in. So I'm going to put the creme fraiche in now since I've got it here.
Raven underscore witch underscore 3. Looks pretty.
It is. It's very pretty. It's the only crystal I believe in. I don't believe in Waterford. It's sort of like teams here. Either you like one or the other.
Do not speak about politics. Raven underscore witch
Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
politics.
Shut up. Shut up, Stepien.
Raven underscore witch underscore 3. So no worries.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't talk about politics, and he's lying, so he's just trying to get a rise out of me. He's an old friend who's come back after months and months of not being around.
Raven underscore witch underscore 3. What food may be in Poland?
I'm sure Polish sausage is not correct. You'll have to answer that one for me, Stepien, because I don't know. I do like most Russian foods, German foods. So I'm guessing that some of them are similar. All right, so here's my creme fraiche substitute. Very good, actually. Yay! Tweety birds. That's how you get my attention if I'm not paying attention to stuff.
Things now it's changed a bit with all of that foreign reassurance on Poland.
What is your favorite food then, Stepien? If given a choice and all the money in the world, what would you go eat?
Al underscore speed. The Polish food is fast cooking with mushrooms and pork. Raven underscore witch underscore 3. Describe me one traditional Poland food. Raven underscore witch underscore 3. Polish asterisk.
Hey guys. To our new friend, I'm going to do a Jello shot. Jello shots are a regular part of our show here. And just for stopping by, here you go.
Raven underscore witch underscore 3. None. Al underscore speed. Hi bro, I want to ask you something.
Go for it. Just don't be gross or stupid. That's all I ever ask. All right, let's move on to, I can make the blue cheese dressing in the same bowl, probably. As you can tell, Raven, Seppi and I have a love-hate relationship.
Do you want these mixed together?
No, not at all. No, they need to be totally separate.
Okay, just want to be sure.
Now underscores the documentary on YouTube for the capital of America, St. Louis, documentary true. The movie was very interesting. Raven underscore which underscore 3. I can see
Okay, how's this?
Well,
Chris.
yeah, let's pull that. Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to pull the bacon out right now. Let me
There's a glove there.
move this out of the way so we can do it on camera. Like I said, we're par bacon, and I got an answer on you there in a second, Seppi. Give me a second. Yeah, it looks about perfect for what we're going to do. So this is what we pulled out of the oven just now.
how old is your father?
My father? My father is unfortunately dead. So he's 0 years old, technically. He would be, I don't know, 80 something, I guess. I don't really have any, I don't think I knew how old he was when he was alive.
Raven underscore which underscore 3. Oh, I am sorry.
No, it's, like I said, he was 80 something. Can't be sad about a man who had a great life, who died in his 80s. That's pretty much what I think everybody's hoping for. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. Well, no. I think I'd rather, yeah, where are you from, Raven? India. I have several Indian friends. They haven't been by in a while, but I have several Indian friends. I have a few friends that are living in Thailand at the moment. A few that live in Australia. Oh, stop it. That was honestly, Seppi, and that was one of the reasons you got kicked out of here. Was because of how you treated one of our Indian guests. So don't start. There is no third world in my world. To me, someone who's just born in the poorest country, in the poorest town, in the poorest village of South America, their life is 100% as valuable as mine. And I mean that absolutely sincerely. I believe this all my life. No one ever told me to believe this. Just how I feel about it. Who's KX5? Who the hell are you? Welcome, welcome. I don't recognize the name, but you must be. Oh, you're a VIP? Is this Crimes 5? If so, welcome back, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. You got to be Crimex 5, otherwise that doesn't make any sense.
Underscore which underscore 3. You know, we used to be so rich because of our royalties, but because of many invasions that happened, we robbed of our wealth. Now underscore Steve. I am sorry, mister. I recently helped Indian guy in my city hall to get legal steps. Underscore X underscore Bud. I am Nifty Jeans.
Oh, Nifty! Hey, Nifty, how you been? I'm going to call you Nifty now because that's all I know you by. We are making filet mignon. Right now I'm working on the blue cheese cream sauce to go on top of the steaks. We just finished up with some bacon to wrap around the steaks. We're also working on caviar service, which will be full, full out caviar service.
Raven underscore which underscore 3. I think the bacon needs to be more crispy.
Well, no, because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around. We're going to wrap the bacon around these, which I might do just right now. Let me finish up on this sauce a little bit, and I'm going to wrap the bacon because I don't want to overcook these steaks at all, and I want the bacon to finish wrapped around the steak, basically. So that's why I pre-cook the. I call it what I call is par cooking.
That sounds delicious.
Yep, and then we're also doing caviar.
Have to take the bacon out from their fat, or else they will be greasy.
I want them greasy. I want that bacon fat to go all into the meat. So let me get this done and going. I'm going to put this on a little pot on the stove.
How's this? It's
That
chopped
sounds
up
perfect.
pretty good.
Why don't you bring it over to one of those pots here?
You what?
Actually, we're just leaving this. We don't need to use
Yeah,
crystal.
and these don't get chopped up or just left?
They get chopped up too, yeah. Just
Okay.
push them with a fork.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's that American kind of angel.
Excuse me, man.
All right, and I'm going to melt down this this sauce. Need to get this out of the way. Yoink. So I'm going to put the bacon over here. Like you said, it's a little greasy, just fine. And now, let's put gloves on for this, just in case it's a little warm. It's going to be slimy regardless of what I do, so either way, gloves are a good choice. Now, this is a new camera here. Raven, you don't notice that, but I'm sure everybody else does. Actually, last time I went to the doctor, my doctor said I should eat more red meat. I don't know if he works for the beef council or not, but it seems suspicious to me because that's pretty much all I eat. I just don't eat enough food in general. I drink a lot of sodas and don't eat enough food. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take these fillets. I'm going to grab a couple of toothpicks. I'm going to take a strip of bacon. Oh my God. These fillets are so big that I'm going to need more bacon. Oh, well, turducken. That's my secret love. Well, doctors have wised up from the Sugar Council's propaganda. Because most of that was just propaganda from the sugar industry to say that fat was the reason everybody was so fat. When animal fat is actually pretty good for you. Especially butter fats, those are all really good for you, actually.
Americans eat too much. That's the problem. Is that it has nothing to do with what they eat. They just eat too much.
I should have made more bacon. I'm going to make more bacon. If I need more bacon and I don't have enough, there's a solution to that problem. We're going to make some more bacon. That way I can eat some bacon in the meantime. Let's go bacon. All right. So I'm going to put some more bacon in the oven. I never turned the oven off, did I? No.
No, it's still on.
All right.
After 100.
I wonder if it's supposed to be. I think keto diet is good, but eating only meat, I do not think that's healthy.
Have you ever heard of the Atkins diet? It's pretty much all meat. And only meat.
It's supposed to be. Some vitamins are on fruit and vegetables.
Well, I eat some fruits and vegetables. I have a tomato now and again on a burger or some other shit like that. And I do like Brussels sprouts, believe it or not.
That's because you make them.
It's surprising because you'd be amazed. Vitamin C in meat? Maybe not. But there's plenty of vitamin C in Code Red. I drink shitloads of Code Red. All right, so we're throwing this in for another 20 minutes. Don't let me keep it longer because it was a little long. All right, so I'm making some more bacon. There's really good bacon too. All right, now we're off to my God, that's good. I might just stop here and eat bacon. It's hard to believe anything's going to be any better. But I promised a thing, so I'm going to do a thing. Plus, I've already got the meat out. Add more everything to this. See where we're at though, flavor-wise. Flavor's good. Yeah, but it needs everything else more. This is the steak sauce we're making for it's a blue cheese-based steak sauce. I'm starting with blue cheese dressing. Fairly high-quality one. The recipe just says to put cream in, but why do that? Oh God, no, that's actually one of the best bacons I've had in a while. Bought that recently. Hey, Nifty, just for you. In the new camera angle. Cheers. I don't think you've actually been here since the introduction of the bacon shot, or the Jello shot into the show. All right, this is going to need a couple more things, a little more cream, and a little salt and pepper. That's what it's going to need. Not much of a wine guy, but I am a big fan of champagne, especially pink champagne. Yep. Yeah. I just this 4th of July, one of my guests brought over a buttload of Jello shots, and there were a lot left over, so I turned into a huge fan of Jello shots. I even have a little dispenser so I can have the containers ready whenever I want to make it. I used to run about 5 nightclubs. I didn't actually own them, but I did run about 5 or 6 at a time. I mean, in total, I probably ran about 6 or 8 nightclubs, depending on if you count when they changed over from one owner to the other, and I stayed with it, and we changed our name and format, because that's something we did all the time. That is so hard to say, but one of the craziest things there was basically a riot. One of our guests was a gang member or a gang leader who had his birthday party over at our club one night. A rival gang came in and, basically just attacked us all. And the riot sort of ran out from the club into the parking lot. And there were cops blocking the parking lot. Most of them were rookies. So I sent my entire security staff out to sort of back up the cops. At one point, I literally ran onto a car that was trying to flee and stood on its hood. I was an idiot. I really, sometimes I felt like we were in the movie Roadhouse. And I was in a fight almost every single night during those years. And the thing that's funny is I had never been in a fight in my life until I was in my early 30s. And then I was in a fight like every single night from that point on. But I watched Paris Hilton and Russell Simmons smoke joints in my bathroom one time, and the boy is off to buy Halloween candy. You should see my house. It looks like a spirit Halloween store.
The haunted house. Look.
Not mobster at all.
Back.
No, I was the law. Huh?
He's back.
Who?
Chase.
Oh, he's going to get candy.
No, he's here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's going to
no.
get candy.
No. I'm good.
Could use sour cream if you happen to be near it. We're out now.
How long does sports famous, you know?
Well, I have Hugh Hefner. I had Hugh Hefner's number on my phone. I've met Angelina Jolie, Sidney Poitier, Nick Nolte,
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. He came and played at my club. That was one of the best nights ever.
That was a free night.
Wycliffe Jean. Few of the hobbits from The Hobbit, or from Lord of the Rings. I know a lot. I honestly, Janet Jackson, she used to come in a bunch. Chris Evans, the guy who plays Captain America, he used to come to our club all the time. Vince Vaughn, Rihanna. We did a Rihanna party, for her Umbrella tour. I kicked Jay-Z out because he tried to bring in a bunch of 14-year-old girls. Who else? Honestly, long shitload of people. No. I would not put myself in the famous category. I was the kind of person who took care of famous people to make sure they didn't get in trouble in my club. I didn't care what they did in other clubs, but in my club, no one was going to get in trouble. I kept them from themselves. Let's put it that way. That was my job.
You kept them safe from themselves.
I kept them from their better instincts, or their
Their
baser
worst
instincts. But yeah, we were in a lot of fucking fights.
How long does sports Bro, you know who reminded me? You know a show called Horseman.
I do know BoJack Horseman. I've never actually seen it. I'm BoJack Horseman. Well, now I have to watch it just for that reference, so I can tell people. But then, other than that, I should just make my own show called The Diamond Slug Show, and make it way cooler. But then again, I don't know what BoJack Horseman. Maybe that's the coolest show ever made. Anyway, we get enough people here. I'm going to pop a bottle of champagne when I do the caviar. Here's the caviar, by the way. And this is actually perfect for rose champagne, it says on the packaging. You go ahead and open it up. I know, they package it like you'd package scissors. Yeah, well, that's the problem is the owner of my club, or most of the clubs that I worked at, he really believed that Roadhouse was like the model of how you're supposed to do nightclub security, which it so isn't. It is so not that. I mean, it's what we did. It's just we should never have done any of that shit. I mean, we had people try to roofie people, and I would let my security guards just go nuts on them. I would never watch what happened to those guys because, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, those guys, if they died in the next week after they did what they did. One of them tried to roofie one of my bartenders, who just so happened to be the ex-girlfriend of the owner of the club. So let's just say I have no idea what my staff did to this guy, but it could not have been good. And as far as I'm concerned, no matter what happened to him, he deserved every fucking bit of it, because that's the most disgusting thing ever. Yeah, my life has been pretty fucking weird, I'll tell you that. See? Don't fuck with me. If you were in town, I might come beat your ass just for being.
For practice.
Yeah, just for practice, as Uncle Bear says. It has been a while, though.
It'll all come back.
That was at least 10 years ago. At least. And there's something about having a security team of about 20 dudes, all of them giant, that'll stand behind you and beat up whoever is in front of you. It gives you a very, very strong sense of invulnerability. All right, let's move over here. Let's. Well, the last club I worked at, different owner, was run by the Russian mob. It's one of the reasons I got out of nightclubs is because those guys, I know, everything was shady about them. At night, we collected all the cash, put it into a bag. About 6 Russian dudes with guns would show up, carry it out to some Mercedes, put it in the trunk, while everybody was standing around with machine guns and shit to carry, you know, maybe $20,000 worth of cash, maybe $60,000 on a really good night. Yeah, it's really shady shit. I didn't like working for them. All right, so what else are we doing?
I could do some cheese.
But what else are we doing? Am I forgetting what we're doing here?
Oh, you were going to get champagne out because there's people
Well, I
there.
don't know. We're still waiting on the champagne decision.
All right.
I guess I can start the caviar service. I guess it's time. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking back, it was pretty crazy. At the time, it was just kind of fun. I mean, I'm not the kind of person apparently that when I heard it and from. He's doing great. Look at him. He's here. Let me show you his new camera. Get under there so we can see your head. Stand at the sink. There, lean forward. See, look how shiny his head is. He's doing
It
fantastic.
looked like I got a big blister there. Too much sun.
That's how Uncle Bear is doing. He's got his own camera now. It's going on tour, just barehead.
I could do a dance.
Here, guess what time it is, kids? Everybody at home, sing along. Yeah, I was. What's the temperature been like in Poland this year? We were at fucking hundreds and hundreds of degrees in America. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish. There we go. So I hope everybody's drinking along at home. Otherwise, you're just going to see a guy get really drunk. Other than a really intelligent dude do really intelligent things for hours on end. See, if you're drinking with me, then you get just as drunk, and then I seem normal.
Well, you go into the right terminology when you're drunk.
That's true.
Talk the language.
Summer is very hot now in small, and temperatures got colder since like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're doing the same. We had a rough week last week, but this week right now it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit, which I honestly, however much I try, I cannot translate Fahrenheit to Celsius in my head like I should be able to. It's just not that complicated.
You have yet to dress these.
Hmm?
Have to dress those yet.
I'm waiting. That's why I'm doing the new
Oh,
bacon.
I see. But they got 5 minutes. 5.
You're actually using heating? We're definitely not there yet. Yeah, no one in LA has used heating yet, for any reason.
I almost did last night.
Really? What, here in your room here? Well,
In
that's
your
only
house.
I know, but that's only because my air conditioner is on high. Because I can't sleep unless it's 60 degrees,
Bad
70
thing
degrees
about
in my
getting
house.
older, your blood is so thin that you get turned into a
It is a very hot state. You're right about that. All right, let me need to get some ice.
well, you're down there.
Enough to fill this with that. Just
Okay.
fill that up.
It might be what's left.
No, there's not. There's plenty in there. Oh, that's what we forgot about talking about, the murder capital. Well, I can imagine St. Louis might be the murder capital. I mean, Midwest states are always more violent. They got way more guns. But the serial killer capital of America by population is Alaska, believe it or not. Per person, there are more serial killers in Alaska than anywhere. Uh-oh. My camera 2 froze up. Give me 1 second to unfreeze camera 2. Let's see if this works.
Is that right?
No, I need a little more.
More?
Chicago actually doesn't have that much. It's been going down. Chicago's been going way down lately. All the big cities, the crime's going way down. Come on, Cam, bring it on back. Here we go. We're back. All right, so I'm going to crush up some ice because here's the baccarat bowl that I have for caviar. Yeah, same with New York, same with LA.
How's that?
That's perfect. So what we're going to do is, this is my caviar dish. This is from the 70s. I've got 3 of them actually. I don't know why, but I do. And we're going to make some snow basically with my blender here. There is actually an ice crush button. There we go. Crushed ice. All right, we might have to use my food processor. I might have put too much ice in. Here, we'll just change the amount of ice.
Do a little ice that time. Do it that way.
Was it war zone? Not really. That's all just propaganda. Bring me the... Yeah, it depends. I mean, anyone you ask, they can make up any statistic they want, really. You say, oh, this certain type of crime was heavier, but this other type of crime drops.
Los Angeles.
No, it's not Los Angeles, even close. Probably some Midwest town, like you said, probably like St. Louis. I wouldn't doubt St. Louis is the capital. Detroit has been on and off. Oh, but I need to pull that bacon.
Okay.
I could see St. Louis. I could see Detroit.
Where's the? Where's the?
Right here.
Left?
Like I've heard that it's like little towns in Alabama are sometimes the worst. Like a spoon or something to do this properly.
Yeah. One of the big spoons.
So basically the idea is we're gonna fill this whole thing up with crushed ice. Then we're gonna make some margaritas. I think instead of doing champagne, we'll make margaritas.
Sounds good.
How does that sound? Everybody enjoy? Everyone vote. Who wants us to do margaritas instead of champagne? Or daiquiris. I can also do strawberry daiquiris.
Look behind you. Look in the camera. You see the hand coming out of your back?
And I see a hand. Oh, I got a vote for.
I wanted to be sure it was the inside. Put my hand on the left side of you.
If you want to live that gang life, I'm sure that there's plenty of Polish gangs that are just as rough. Or just go to Russia. They got the best gangs in the world. What are you talking about? Russian gangs are like the badassest gangs there are. Let's grab some more.
More?
Yeah. I mean, how can you do better than a Russian gang? They're evil around the world. I'll tell you what, I'm scared of Russian gangs more than any American gang, that's for damn sure. And it may be just because my movies have told me to be, which is fair and probably real. But because Russians make great bad guys in movies. They got that accent and everything. You know, but Polish people, you guys got good accents too for that. Really? Really?
You're coming to America.
Well, that's because all the gangs are owned. All right, we got 2 votes for margarita. Well, that's only because all the billionaires that used to be mafia bosses are now the oligarchs of Russia. I mean, Russia is run by a giant mafia boss in the first place. That should be enough. I don't think I need all of it. Is there any left?
Just barely.
I can put the rest back.
You have to save some for your drink.
That's true. But I did just make a drink, so. Oh, we need to make sure there's enough to make margaritas. All right, that should be enough to do what we need to do. You can put that ice back.
Okay.
All right, so we made this bowl filled with ice. Fortunately, ice is easy to clean. And then the jar of caviar will go into here. Let me chill this down a little bit.
Now, underscore speed. I've been on Moscow since 2014 when I was flying to Hong Kong. I still have Russian airlines I cover from that flight.
Well, that's lovely. I'm sure you, when you wear them, you get Russian dreams. And I'm pretty sure the only thing that Russians dream about is not being Russian. At least that's my theory. I think all Russians dream of being Swedish. So that's what all Americans dream about.
Russian woman is very good for what?
Why is that? And don't tell me because you can beat them and they won't complain. Because that's not a good quality.
Now, underscore speed. But unfortunately, there is 0 Russians in Poland.
Honestly, I'm going to say to you with all sincerity, I think that's probably a good thing. All right, here we go. We're almost ready for some caviar service.
That goes in the center, right?
Hey, Lunar Echoes, welcome, welcome. You just came in time for caviar. Would you grab me the thing that has the creme fraiche over there?
But I mean woman. Oh,
Women could come? Well,
This is it?
Lunar Echoes
trust me, get the ones from Sweden or Hungary. You're a pro chef? Well, excellent. Then you'll recognize formal caviar service. I'll go get the things I need.
Oh, you need something else over here? I don't see
Yeah,
anything.
well, I was going to do everything in Baccarat, but no reason to waste
We do not
Baccarat.
have that here either.
What's that?
Now, underscore speed. Only Ukraine woman. Lunar Echoes 87. Which type of are you sure?
I have. It's called, well, it's white sturgeon, obviously, but this is particularly an American brand called Marisol or Molisol. Usually I like American Hasselback or paddlefish. Obviously, I love Osetra or Beluga, but that's pretty pricey for a Twitch show.
You want the stove turned off?
No, because we're going to put the steaks in there when
Oh,
we get
that's
to that.
true.
We're also making filet mignon wrapped in bacon.
Now, underscore speed. I've got to go to France and GRY that French one.
If you like French, well, I mean, French women are fun. No doubt about that.
How do we
But
react?
my advice is if you're going to go to France and get a girlfriend, might as well get a boyfriend too. It's just me.
Just in
That's it.
case.
That's just how I roll. But why waste the time? Okay, so I've got my caviar. I've got my oyster spoon. I better try it out.
Here's your crackers right here.
Got my glass thing. I got my crackers here. Here is my egg white. Here is my egg yolk. This should be, on most cases, should be red onion, but I prefer shallots myself. So that's why we're doing shallots instead.
I do not think Mr. T. Rump will approve me doing that.
Well, I don't give a fuck what he thinks, so you know that. And since Mr. T. Rump is not Polish and has no influence over your life if you don't let him do.
For your L work, we have applied course in our main dishes.
Mm,
pickled cherries, and brioche croutons.
sounds nice. I'm a big fan of foie gras. In fact, I just got some recently. A friend of mine was in France for the Olympics. Brought me home some foie gras. It's canned, but I mean, it's still foie gras. All right, so I'm gonna make my first. Now I like, obviously I could make bellinis or I could use toast points. Both are classic delivery items but I love these little wafer crackers. Now let's go to big screen here. So, how I like to make them is I like to start with the creme fraiche, which in this case is Mexican crema mixed with sour cream. Let's give it the right body. A little egg white. I'm going to do this by hand.
Are you pro chef?
No, no, I worked in many fancy restaurants, though, as a manager. I ran a bunch of fancy restaurants. And I had a lot of fancy chefs on speed dial when I was learning to cook. So that's a little shallot. And then here's the caviar. This was about 80 bucks an ounce caviar. This is almost 2 ounces. So here we go. Cheers to everyone. Every time I have caviar, I forget how much I love it. It's so good.
Caviar. Now underscore speed.
Why
I
you
forgot to unban on me on Discord so I can show you my lifestyle.
can't you? I thought you said you could DM me without the unban. It's like I said, I have no idea how to unban people. I have to get my moderators to do that for me. Okay, so it's not so formal to do everything by your fingers, but it sure is easier. Once again, this time I'll do a
Now
big.
underscore speed. You go to private messages and you will find me.
All right. Give me a sec. Uncle Bear's going to make himself one.
I thought you.
No, you're going to make your own.
All right.
So you do the creme fraiche first, that way everything will stick. Then you do a little white. You can do it doesn't matter what order you do after that, tell you the truth. If the egg whites are sort of bouncy, so I find doing the egg white second is the best way to go.
And we go to what next? The
Why?
whites?
You don't like caviar? Yeah, do a little egg white, then a little egg yolk. Why would I 86 the caviar? I love caviar. It's American caviar too, so it's not like it's from some country I don't believe in. This was produced in a small farm in Florida. Are you not a big fan of caviar? Because if it's moral, then you have weird morals if you like foie gras, but you don't like caviar. There you go. Beautiful. Here goes Uncle Bear, enjoying his second taste of caviar.
I have tested the Russian caviar so good.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. If I could afford better caviar, I would, but $80 caviar in America ain't bad. Especially since the Chinese ruined lowered the prices across the board of all caviar. Because you know when China did that recently, good. You're welcome. Come on down, Nifty. You're always welcome here to eat caviar with me. All right, we're going to have to move this off because if we eat all the caviar, we'll have none to have with dinner. Except I need one more. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yum into my mouth. God damn, that's good. All right, let's take all this to the table and put this on top of a towel so it doesn't drip on everything.
Okay.
Oh, I
Whereabouts?
should have
on
just made caviar. Where
Whereabouts?
it was. Where it was.
Right here?
Yeah. There you go. My God, that's good. No, I don't even want a filet mignon. That's how good it is. It is so good that it makes me not want to not give a shit about filet mignon.
I'll put these over here.
And how does the bacon look? Bacon's still pretty good. All right, we're back to the filet.
Goes 87. Have you heard about Grand Hotel in Norway 5-star restaurant?
I mean, there's a lot of grand hotels out there, but I don't think I've heard about the one in Norway specifically. Is it fabulous beyond fabulousness? Because it sounds like it. All right, so we're going back to wrap these, the rest of this bacon around these fillets. Now that I have enough. Usually I don't have fillets so big that I need 2 pieces of bacon. But today I do. And I like to par cook the bacon. Shit. All right. So that's 2.
What temperature does the thing have to be on?
The oven?
Yeah.
400.
Okay, it's on 400.
That's where it is.
Goes 87.
Do you want me to get the big
We are so close to
tray and put it in there?
start.
Or are you going to just put it on that?
Really, that's where you work? That's awesome. I'll definitely look it up now. Because if I could, my mom was just in Norway actually fairly recently. And
Goes 87.
my heritage is mostly Norwegian. So I will definitely at some point be there. But yeah, knowing someone in the kitchen is always a good thing. All right, so I'm wrapping these in the bacon that's already been par cooked. Oh, and look at that. 1 extra piece just to eat. There you go, Uncle Bear. My hands are greasy and gooey, which means obviously I've been working hard.
You had a hand in it.
All right, so we're working on the fillets now. Let's get over to camera 4, where we're going to heat up a pan. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to super sear it on the pan here. Then we're shoving it into the oven at about 400 for about 5 minutes. I do not want to overcook my fillets because I love rare steak, so that's what we're going for ultimately. I'll need tongs and a sizzle plate.
Thank you.
What's that for?
For the grease, the bacon grease.
Oh, Uncle Bear being Uncle Bear is saving off all our bacon grease, which is nice.
That's part of my job.
Don't I already have a bacon grease?
Here's your go. Here's a bacon for you.
We'll call it for us.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think there's enough to save.
Okay.
I'll just go throw that out. All right, so for the steaks, we're gonna throw a little salt and pepper. We'll just do salt for now. We'll do pepper on the other side because I always find that the first side, if you put pepper on, burns the pepper. If you guys see me sneak off camera too long, you'll know it's because I'm going to make myself some caviar. All right, so once I get this going, which it is, once I sear these off, we'll throw them in the oven for about, I don't know, about 6 minutes. I'll have a thermometer to stick into it to see what the temp really is. But so for now, we can do this. Oh, look. Oh, wait. I got the new cam. This is the Uncle Bear washing shit up cam. And also his beautiful bald head cam. Because who doesn't want to watch a bald man clean? He's like Mr. Clean, only live action.
If I had a crew cut, I could say I rub it over my head like a sponge, like a brush. I don't have that.
All I can say is thank God these people don't do the redeems because I'd be exhausted by now. Glad Baby Cakes and
Just don't remind them.
and Padre Blue aren't here yet.
I was apprentice hell working hospital kitchen, so cool.
Well, you got to start at a place where you learn all the shit, you know? You can't start off in a Michelin restaurant. Well, you can, I suppose, but I bet you become a better cook by starting in a hospital. Because if you don't care enough to produce a good meal for people who are staying in a hospital, and all you care about is people who pay a lot of money for a Michelin star experience, you know, I think you're in it for the wrong reason, personally. But obviously, you seem to be in it for mostly the right reasons. I don't know you personally, but starting in a hotel or a hospital seems to be a noble way to begin your career.
You know what is even more so? Working in the airline's kitchen.
Airline kitchen, yeah, Uncle
It's
Bear,
just-
that's where he started cooking.
I ended up doing that, even bringing in planes, doing the
This is my favorite way to test for the temperature.
I love making food.
Well, that's why all of us are here, I think. This is how I love to test my temperature of my of my stove. Watching how the oil responds or how the water responds. All right, we're going to sear these real quick. We're throwing it in an oven for 6 or 7 minutes.
putting two of these here because
No, I need one because the other one I'm going to need for the sauce that I'm making after.
okay.
I just need this for tongs. All right, here we go. First one in. I'm going to put the fattest one in first. Second fattest second. Third fattest third. Now I'm going to re-salt since I didn't salt this side yet. All right. Now I can slap a little pepper in.
Be generous. It's
No,
good.
since
Peppery char is good.
mhm.
You know.
Well, only after you reduce the heat a little bit with the.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do about a minute and a half per side, so 90 seconds.
Do you have any of these?
I mean,
Like I have soda on here.
it's not soda on; it's just a plasticky thing that was melted on.
Yeah. Can't you melt one
We'll
on?
make you a whole new jacket. We'll make you a matching jacket. That will be a team.
Okay. That's up to you. You're the boss of the kitchen.
I am, and that's what I
Well,
insist
this
upon.
should be my cleaning one when I'm cleaning up.
Yeah, this will be when you're just a sous chef.
Or if I'm baking or doing baking.
Right now, you're the chef de cuisine, which is slightly different than a sous chef. It means you're the head sous chef.
I'm number 2 on command. In the
Exactly.
kitchen.
Yeah. You'd have the second tallest hat in the kitchen if we were French.
I'd get caught up
Yeah, I
on
know.
the thing.
If I had the tallest hat in the kitchen, we'd
You
be in
get
trouble.
turned up.
Yeah, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah. If you get a hat, you have to get the kind that, you know, almost like the Frenchmen have that sort of fall down on the side.
Well, no, they're the French are the ones that have the tall,
Well, which
super
one's
straight
the
up.
one that has them hanging down like
Oh, those are pizza chefs, like Italian
Oh,
pizza chefs.
Well, that's probably why.
You can be an Italian pizza chef if you want. Well, we got to get different hats for different shows. Everybody needs a different hat for a different show. And everybody needs to take a drink right now, I think. Here's to all our friends and family that have been here for the whole show. To you.
I have ordered for you 1 quad raw herring with sauternes peeling, pickled cherries, and brioche croutons 2 weeks medium on fly.
Fuck yeah. Let me go get the, oh, time to flip. Once I flip, then I'll go get your foie gras.
That's a nice looking color.
Yeah, I could use a little more color in that.
Well, it's going to color in the stove anyway. In the
Yeah, we'll
oven.
do it in the oven. Well, let me go get your foie gras. As I said, it is only canned foie gras. But I do have Luxardo cherries here that I could pickle if we really needed to. Actually, these are Armenian cherries. Wild Armenian cherries. I'll have to make that a whole other show. All right, so once we throw these in the oven, the 90 seconds is up there.
You know, it's would be a good idea.
What's up?
If you edit it right, all those pictures you making food at other locations like Florida when you're making pizza,
Yeah.
you know, you just put all that up in your thing like these are other locations. You know.
All right, so I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm throwing it into the oven for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then I'll check the temp. We're close to eating, obviously. So I got to get this sauce going.
Now, do we need these eggs for anything now?
Those eggs? Not
Yeah.
right now, no.
Okay.
I do need plates, though, for the steaks.
Okay.
2 plates. We're going to leave the other steak just sitting.
Why don't we use those
Use the red black one.
I think those are perfect.
The red black steaks will be
Yeah.
best.
Because they are more presentable to present a nice steak in.
So right now I'm making this blue cheese sauce, which is cream, blue cheese, some blue cheese dressing, a little salt and pepper, little apple cider vinegar. And this will be the sauce for our.
Oh, we got to cut the lettuce.
No, we're not going to do the salad.
Oh, we don't? Okay.
Nah,
So what's that sauce going to be used
for
for?
the steak,
Oh, ooh, nice.
the steak itself.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
We'll even put some more blue cheese in. It needs.
Oh, yeah, blue cheese over steak is delicious.
One time someone wanted chicken medium rare.
You know, I've heard people do that lately. It's sort of a pretend to be hip kind of thing. And if I'm going to cook chicken, I will cook it just to the edge of that. But no, it's got to all be white, or it's not chicken. It's just poison.
You
We're just going to do
lose
the
all
two
the flavor.
plates. What's that?
You lose all the flavor if you cook it too
Oh
much.
no, it has flavor. It's the flavor of salmonella. Yeah, some people can be really gross. Oh, thank you, buddy.
One cheer, 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 one.
Well, here's a cheers to you. A super cheers. In fact, that deserves a Jello shot. Did you get a Jello shot, or did I do them all?
You got any others in there? I'll go get some more. You could stir this in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. I am Jello shot. All right, so my blue cheese sauce looks perfect. I can just do moonshine here. No reason to move. Moonshine is good everywhere. So these are the plates we'll be plating on.
California is too soft for that.
Trust me, California is almost, well, is bigger than your country, but it is bigger than most countries. It's way bigger than most of the rest of the United States. Uncle Bear went out and adopted himself some Jello shots. I believe Uncle Bear is going to be taking a Jello shot right now. That's my
I
theory.
am.
Here, let me get you a good shot of that. Here he is. Big camera. Down front. Uncle Don, Jello shot. There you go. He likes to do his in stages. Very unshot-like.
I wonder if sports how it's really bigger than my country.
Yeah, I know. There's 30 million people just in my city. 30 million. Just in the city that I live in.
That's a small country.
Hmm?
That's the size of a small country.
It's the size of a big country.
What's California? They're the size of a country.
That's what I'm saying. No, we're 30 million just in LA.
Yeah.
The whole state's like
We
almost 40. Yeah, I know. That's why. That's why we're really annoyed when all the little small states try to tell us what to do.
It only works until we move. We're moving
Yeah.
the state out of the United States. We're going to become our own independent country.
How the hell did you know that?
I know a lot of stuff. I know the population of most of the world, not specifically, but I got a general idea. I mean, hell, California is about the size of England. We have the sixth largest economy on the entire planet.
And we don't even have castles yet.
Exactly. Well, we got a couple of castles. We had Hearst Castle.
Oh, that's true. But they made an amusement park out of it.
Well, yeah. Well, we got Disneyland Castle. That's another castle. That's better than 90% of the castles out there.
That's
like one of the
Donald
best
Duck's
castles
or
ever
Mickey
made.
Mouse thing.
Which would
Okay.
you rather go to? Some Heisenberg Castle or Heiselberg Castle in Germany, or would
I'd
you
rather go to the one you could live in.
Exact. Well, those are the ones you could really live in.
Now underscores field. But English land is smaller than Poland.
Population? That I'm not 100% sure of. England has a lot of people. I know that. Poland, honestly, I mean, I'm sure you guys are pretty densely populated. So yeah, I would bet, what do you guys? You guys like 25, 30 million? Yeah, fuck potatoes and carrots. I'm with you there.
So I mean land.
Oh yeah. England's tiny, but it's got a lot of people in it. California's huge.
Now underscores field.
You got 40 million? Yeah, that sounds about right. California's got about the same, so we're about the same size, people-wise.
Well, their amusement is killing everybody
Who?
over there in England.
In England?
They got to get that ride called the Royals out to make them
What are you
no
talking
royal
about?
families no more.
Well, yeah, but that was a while ago. I don't think that's their current.
But they shouldn't even have it because
Well,
look
no,
at the
they
money these
shouldn't.
people get.
All
Money.
right, Uncle Bear's going to go on a 25-minute rant about anti-royalty in England. Go on.
It should be only American.
The
thing.
floor
Only.
is yours. Tell the rest of the world why England shouldn't have royalty.
It's just a bunch of clowns that have royal blood that stealing all the money from the people. You know, I mean, good grief.
There you go.
They could buy their own country just by themselves. And then you got investments in every one of these different other countries where they got land and castles and shit, you know? So,
Uncle Bear's not 100% up on modern politics, but
Who?
Go ahead.
Now underscores field.
Sure. Of course I do. Be un-American not to. And yes, I could be considered somewhat similar to the dude. Except I care a little bit more about politics shit.
You know some actors from that movie.
I've met John Goldblum, the fuck is his name? John Goodman, sorry. I met John Goodman in New York briefly, but that was just on the street. I just met him. He was walking down the street. I saw him and said, "Hey, John Goodman, how are you?" And I shook his hand. Didn't meet him at a club. I'm sure some of the other actors had been to my club at one point or another, but we had so many people there that I don't know.
How drink it all.
isn't that Brad Pitt? in your
Congratulations.
club?
At least you drank all the whiskey.
Didn't he come one time?
Who?
Brad Pitt? With somebody?
Angelina Jolie. I don't know if Brad Pitt ever showed up. Who's that? John Goodman or I don't know who else it would have been. I don't think you're talking about Turturro. Goodman? Huh. Did not know that. That's an interesting factoid. All right, the steaks are almost ready. We're about to pull those out. I'm going to go check on them in just a minute. Forgot to put a timer on, so I should probably check now. All right, where are we at? I need that. Of course. It's one of the movies that ruined America and the world. All right, we still got a few more minutes. Yeah, it basically those movies, Godfather, Scarface, they basically glorified criminals, made the world believe that criminals were the cool people, and that actual heroes were the bad people. I really think that was bad in general for the world. It's why the bad people are in charge today. Uncle Bear will take that from here. The Serranos or Sopranos? I mean, yeah, it's interesting to watch, but I just don't like movies where bad guys are heroes. I don't think people should be rewarded for committing crimes and killing people. They shouldn't be considered the good guys. And the idea that if a friend of yours kills somebody, it's better to not turn them in than it is to turn them in and get them off the streets. I just think that's a wrong way to think about the world. Sure it is. They're mafia. They believe in the system of don't rat on your evil friends.
Or the family.
I have different candies. I love Halloween. Candy platters galore. Halloween candy is better than Easter candy. Yeah, I never watched The Sopranos. I watched The Sopranos a little bit on and off, but I don't know enough to know the character names. But I think I know Frank Vincent and who he is. If I remember, no, I'm thinking of something completely different.
I love these. Why do not even there? I'll wait till after. I love going straight.
I'm gonna go and have some caviar real quick.
I need one too.
You've got to stay on camera until I get back.
Okay.
Someone's got to stay on camera. That's the rules.
All right. He's going to have the sauce over it, the blue cheese.
Frank Vincent appeared in the last 2 seasons of So We Must and played an absolutely fantastic role.
What did he play?
He played a gangster
I mean, what was the thing he did that was fantastic?
in The Sopranos.
Oh, The Sopranos. Oh,
He plays Phil Leonardo.
Life in my home country, half Russian, half Norway.
Well, as long as they're nice people, it doesn't really matter where you come from. But I'm personally about a quarter Norwegian. My mother, like I said, recently went to Norway. Had a lovely time. Kitty, you don't get caviar. I'm sorry. You need to stop the cat from getting caviar.
oh.
And you need to have caviar yourself.
And then
That's the rules.
you
Humans get
down.
caviar, cats do not. Unless they buy it themselves. Then they can have as much as they'd like.
Can you imagine telling people you You give your cats
Caviar?
Wow.
Well, I'm quite certain at some point I have given a cat caviar.
All can also against Mr. Jerome.
No, I cannot speak Norwegian.
You speak Northern Latin.
Yes, of course, Mr. Baldhead is against Trump. But no, I can't speak any language. I'm an American, and not only that, I'm really bad with languages. I was more of a math and science kind of guy. Languages were not my thing. And it's not really pushed very hard in America, so unless you have a real reason to learn a language, there's no reason to learn a language here. It's unfortunate. I mean, I've dated many. I dated a Hungarian girl once. I would have loved to learn Hungarian, um, which I'm told is very similar to Finnish.
Now, London is supposed to be Norway is Vikings.
Yes, Norway is Vikings, and I'm pretty sure that's why I latched onto it as a heritage when I was a child, because there's nothing cooler to think than you were related to Vikings. I always pretend that I know that my family comes from the same island that Eric the Red came from, so I always pretend that my family is directly related to Eric the Red in some form or another. Whether it's true or not, I just like to pretend that. And I think that's fair. I'm gonna need a fork and knife once this food comes out of the oven.
Everybody dying in battle.
It'd be better than dying in a horrible plane crash, yeah. I'd rather just die in bed. That's my number one. Fall asleep, wake up, and not wake up. That'd be my goal. All right, let me check the temperature on my steaks one more time.
Those are gushy. So good.
I know.
Now you know how to mount them now.
Oh shit.
Are they a little over?
Now, London is supposed to be
All right, steaks are done. These are filet mignon. Welcome, 433. 433 Cheery. I'm not very good at looking at names in small print. All right, so we're gonna plate one of these. Definitely needs to rest.
Oh, that looks nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. It is a celebration. We just made a steak. Someone should celebrate that other than just me. God, that's beautiful looking.
Don't you need to put a little of the sauce on?
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna wait.
Oh,
Needs a little time.
bacon must be good.
God, that bacon's good.
87. How's inside steak?
Don't look.
I'm not cutting it open yet, but I will give you a temp.
433
GPD. Right now, the interior of the steak is at 132, just perfect. It's going to rest, get up to about 135, I'm hoping. Right at about the medium rare. That's best for a steak like this. Let's take the toothpicks out.
That steak is cooked.
Yes, it's cooked. Might be a hair overcooked for me, but it's probably perfectly cooked for most people. It needs about a 10-minute rest, though. So we're on a 10-minute countdown, guys. Because once I start eating this steak, I'm done doing shit. A fillet like this, rare. Right now it's medium rare. And I don't mind medium rare. Medium rare doesn't ruin my day. Let's get those out of there. These other two steaks we'll put on this plate here.
Okay.
Let me reheat this sauce just a little bit. So we got two more steaks here. Uncle Bear, you can see, is arranging them around. We'll leave these over here to rest for the moment. You can still see them. See, it's a hair tighter than I would normally prefer, but rare to medium, rare, like on the lower side of medium rare. I like very red. I also love raw steak.